Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hand of Fate. Let's continue.
Now let us see how you fare against the Queen.
So we defeated a king, now we're gonna have to fight a different queen. The orders are all mixed up. So if I was gonna do this, I would have assumed it would have been Jack, 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 4 jacks, Queen, 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 4 queens, and King, 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 King. But they've mixed it. I guess that makes it slightly more interesting to follow, I suppose. Does it go this way? Jack of Dust, Jack of Plague, Queen of Skulls. No, it doesn't work that way either. You could, I suppose, do Jack, Queen, King, Ace in that form. So the Queen of Scales, that's going to be a tough one. And it has a cursed luck. The difficulty of picking a successful chance is increased. Ooh.
The great dragon queens of the lizard people are the fiercest warlords and generals.
So, I'm gonna try to avoid random things, if I can at all. First thing I want to do is look at our weapons and set up, and throw anything new back into the pile, and then we'll just take some stuff out later. I've got a lot of rings. Let's see, Ring of Survival's out. The Healer's Ring was that one. We're getting a storm sound in the background. Whenever player receives healing, they gain 1 gold if they were already fully healed. That's an interesting one. That might actually get you quite a lot of gold. Let's see, Golden Ring of Pain. A player inflicts +1 damage per 20 gold in their possession to a maximum of 10. We could get rid of that. What's this one do? During combat, press right bumper to become ethereal. I don't want that card. Let's see. Helm of Reflection, we can get rid of that. Fool's Gold, we can get rid of that. Let's see. We still have 3 things we want to get rid of. Let's see. 30. 35. We don't know. 32. 30. 27. We'll get rid of that one. 35. 28. So 1 more card to eliminate. Healing cap. Any healing that the player receives is doubled. Interesting. Healer's Ring. I'll get rid of, let's see, the Mercenary Contract or the Feather Dice. We'll get rid of that one. So we have such a large amount of cards now. It's a good thing we're getting close to the end, because it really is too many cards to deal with in this interface. And I think that would be the only real argument to making a Hand of Fate 2 instead of simply continuing the game as it is. We have the Golem Hunting Party, which is taking up 3 slots again. I don't want Desert Cult, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. I don't want that one. And I don't want the shop either. So all these new cards can go in, and that's 2 remaining. Let's see, Blood Auction 2, Demon, Devil's Wager. Let's see if we can find 1 more card to throw in that we don't, so that we can, there you go, Stranger in the Shadows. We'll throw a lot of those cards out so we can at least see a lot of these other ones. A lot of these still have coins to unlock, but I think we're getting very close to the end of that. If the unlocked is any indicator, we are at the 50% mark for some for equipment, and over the 50% mark for encounters, which I'm surprised it's not even more than that.
You will find very little success in the Queen's domain. Even fate itself turns against you here.
So we've missed the Apprentice 3 event. So let's try to find that. We now have the Pinnacle that will upgrade our starting setup a little bit better too. Although it does make some people more difficult. You see the lightning in the background and how it's dark in the background again?
These steps you take, none have taken before. Do you appreciate what I have built? Do you understand the elegance of the systems I have forged?
So, there's some kind of weather event that was triggered by defeating the first three-fourths of the game. Any magical weapon ability used that kills a creature also refreshes the artifact cooldown. Well, I have the Apprentice Helm, so I'll put this on.
Very nice indeed.
Made using an axe grants the player 3 health. I don't have an axe, I don't believe. We start with a sword, damage 23, medium armor. We have 1 curse and 2 blessings. Standard shield. And the Ring of Hindsight, which will be somewhat helpful too, maybe. Golem
they hunt only because you have so inspired them.
So I have to hit all 3 of these, but after I do the first one, it's going to mark where the other one is. So we have to have a success first and foremost to even attack, which seems kind of ridiculous. Charge into battle. Now I definitely want to get these 3 done, because that eliminates 3 cards out of my deck that I really don't need. I wouldn't want characters in my deck or encounters that just end up being fights. This might be a little bit difficult. So the trick here is to roll a double roll as soon as he starts his explosive attack, which is kind of hard to do because it pretty much means you have to be very quick on the buttons and not do 1 or 2 extra hits of the button. I had to actually move it in the way of my sword because he moved out of the way. So you know the game is doing some weird manipulation there. Loose pile of rocks and stones around you is a good start to teaching the creatures a lesson. You get food for that. Blood auction 2.
There's a token in it for you if you win.
In the moonlit ruins of the long-forgotten castle, a host of unholy creatures gather. You find the vampires holding another blood auction. Mortals are still allowed to bid using their own blood. Bid some blood. You're ushered into the circle of bidders. Bid 60 health, sure. A strange creature comes to you and draws out a blood. You gotta pay even if you lose the bid. You wait for the bids are taken. I gotta get lucky here. I get a second chance because I have the Guardian Angel ability. And I fail both times. You lose the bid, the vampires take a break before the next item, and you decide to leave before they take any interest in you. So there is a lava golem on top of this, marking that it's the right thing. But I could do something like this, and this, and I can kind of go back and forth to refill my life. Unfortunately, I can't redo the blood auction, so... Heroes remains. Interesting. That doesn't make any sense. What does that marker indicate? As you pass funeral, we'll take the hero's belongings. Let's equip that. Equip that. I can
as
really
pleases you. The black deck delivers again.
So the hero's return is now going to be that card. Easy. Just return it. And just return it. And get some blessings for that. Wrath of the Gods is a good blessing.
Many of these blessings are too good for the likes of you.
Will of the Gods. Nice one too. We can just
one more step down, and we may see the end of this, or another set of stairs.
Interesting. The shop is shown to me. Let's go.
I have sat where you sit now. The game, though, the game is very different. I doubt even I would have reached this point.
So, there's a lot of things that I want to do there. Nothing is actually particularly bad, it looks like, either. Although, I don't have a zoom button, and I really need a zoom button. All sorts of
terrible things live in caves. Are you sure?
We'll pass that by for now. Apprentice 3.
Win this and claim my token.
Returning to the training grounds, you find the captain of the guards waving around a glowing rod. Today we record you learn to use magical weapon abilities. It's unlikely that any of you will see or use any of these in actual combat, but you never know when some overambitious hero is going to drop dead beside you. Knowing how to activate a magical item can mean the difference between life and death. Magical weapon abilities need time to cool down between each use, but it can be used any number of times per battle. 4 plague plus 4 plague. Magical weapon abilities are lethal. And I have a thunder stick. Equipment with this trait crackles with the thunder of the gods. Even mages tremble at the sight, fearing a power beyond their kin. Ooh. I have not used anything with lightning before. This ought to be interesting. So I assume the point here is I'm supposed to use the lightning and only the lightning. You must use your weapon's magical ability to complete this combat. Press left bump to unleash your magical weapons. This isn't working very well. Did somebody else drop money? I could really use some money. There we go. I was hoping it would do something slightly different. Remember to use your magical weapon to its full potential if you ever get a chance. Card's token is now yours. So I lose the weapon and I lose that blessing, but fine. Lost in the swamp.
Without a clue. This is a chance to learn how valuable your equipment can be in the right circumstances.
I don't have any equipment, really. You become lost in the swamp. In all directions you see nothing but murky water, twisting trees and mist. The smell is appalling. You hear muffled movement and you can make out a humanoid figure in the mist beckoning to you. Approach the figure, I guess. You splash through the murky water towards the shape. As you approach, you make out the figure of a cloaked man. He suddenly leaps forwards as other men spring from behind trees. The dealer draws 2 monster cards. Darn it.
It would be beneficial to deal with that crossbow as a priority, don't you think?
The Queen of Dust and 2 of Dust. This is gonna be... Let's get rid of this crossbow. I'm taking a lot of damage. Well, actually, not that much. I don't remember fighting this queen before. Ow. There we go. It would be kind of an amazing story, but very possible that this game has elements of other games that are unfinished. I could totally see just the fighting mechanics being worked on for a couple of years and them saying, well, we really can't make any other progress with this. Let's just add this card game on top of it. And it works pretty well here. We get 1 health pain card. Huge snake attacks me. I lose 15 health. That's alright. The bank misty forest that surrounds you is eerily quiet as you struggle through for the fetid waters. Attempt to find a way out of the swamp. I just realized this card doesn't even have a coin attached to it. So I should just avoid Lost in the Swamp from now on. The White Council 5. The mages of the White Councils have mobilized. Zagan, if he is still alive, will seek to take his revenge against you.
A challenge for you, and a token if you succeed.
One day as you haggle with the grocer for some cheap food, you find yourself suddenly flying into the air. A vortex of wind surrounds you, propelling you up and away towards an unknown destination. In time you are dumped onto a stony platform before the wizard Zaragan. He glares at you for a moment with his single eye. The other is hideously scarred wreck. You have caused great harm to this land, warrior. The council seeks only to ensure peace in this realm, and you have sown chaos. Even now, the demon Abaddon still rages in the depths of the tower, the sacred temple of the knowledge itself. It will take us years to recover. He gestures with a hand, now missing several fingers, and a portal opens, revealing a trio of mages. Kill him, Zaragan says, limping through the portal. So, 2 of mages. Let's do this. Should I start with the weaker guys? They don't strike me as very strong as in the health department. Maybe they're really good on attack. That was really easy. I just knocked him off the edge. I don't think it was even supposed to be possible. Zergan suddenly reappears, furious and seeing his magic seething with magical energy. Warrior, your skill with weaponry has made you a great thorn in my side. He pauses to kick the body of a fallen mage. Idiots. If not for me, these simpletons would still be hiding in their tower. Nothing more than a bunch of spineless librarians. Let's see if you fight your way out of this. A shield of magical green energy appears instantly around him, and he launches into a long and complicated pattern of sounds and gestures. A raging ball of flames forms in the sky above you, and you starts to grow as the wizard continues his chant. The devils take you, Zeragon cries, disappearing into another portal as the massive fireball plummets down towards you. At the last second, with no avenue of escape, you throw yourself off the edge of the stone platform. After falling for several seconds, the tentacle suddenly reaches out of a portal, plucking you from the air and bringing you back into the Tower of the White Council. Abaddon the demon sits surrounded by the bodies of fallen mages. It places you down lightly and withdraws its tentacle. You have been useful, mortal, a dozen mouths say, and you will be useful to me again one day. Go now. The thing watches you with many unblinking eyes as you back out of the room. You scarcely pause to loot the abandoned rooms on your way out of the tower. I get one game card, and the token is now mine.
I don't think the mages will forgive your transgressions there.
Let's see what we can buy now that we have a little bit of gold, maybe. Skip all this. What can we sell? The apprentice helmet, which we're not using. And what can we buy? The feathered ice. The Ring of Punishment, plus 1 gold for every 5th damage hit they receive in combat. The Mage Strike, or the Ring of Engorging. Player receives double their food but only half their gold they normally receive. Let's get this.
You think that will help you?
Just because I think I haven't actually had that card yet. Moving forward.
Caves and caverns. One cannot hope to find adventure without a little delving now.
To the next level. And we already know that that's a shop. So...
What brings you to play the game? Ha! I know you will not tell me. Like all the rest, you are silent.
So the next exit has to be on the other side of this row. Lost in the swamp again.
The swamp returns again. Do not lose hope.
Let's move away from in the opposite direction. You carefully move away from the figure as silently as Miles allows. Attempt to find a way out of the swamp. Failure twice. You wander through the mist for a day, but you find yourself no closer to finding a way out. Wow, and so you can just get stuck in this thing forever.
A choice. Select your desire.
Finally. Charity.
Perhaps
6.
you should have taught this man to fish, eh?
That's certainly true.
We play for a token now.
We encounter a priest wandering around the road, gives food to the priest, give 30 or more food. Sadly, I don't have 30 or more food, so I think I probably needed more. Priest looks at your humble offering for a moment and says every morsel is treasured, of course, but the children will need more substance to make it through the winter. I mean, that was all I had, and it didn't get me an item or the token. Mr. Lionel. What he needs. Let's see. Move me around. I'm now completely out of food and gold. I think I've just lost. It doesn't happen enough for it to be an incredible, like, unfair occurrence, but you can certainly just lose if you run out of food.
Your situation is starting to look hopeless.
Yes, it is.
Once more, you struggle to find your way.
Approach the figure, we'll try that again. Let's see, are you lost, stranger? I have nothing, so I have to refuse help. Let's attempt to escape. Take that success. Find a way out and move forward.
A horse is a fine companion. I'm sure you'll leave this one in time. You do not seem to have the temperament for friends, even in the animal kingdom.
So now it's the King of Dust. I got attacked as I was escaping the area. And I'm at 54 health, remember, so... Okay, that attack does not work for me. So it's only the King of Dust really alive. I have 23 more health. I need to just be very careful. Not run into traps. Not get hit. 13 health. Seven health. And that's the end of me. Well, I really wasn't going to make it any further.
Dead in the lands of the lizard men. The cold embrace of death. And the first stuttering steps of new life.
So every time I change the cards around a lot, it seems like it does have a tendency to affect the outcome negatively. For completing the training with the magical weapons, I receive Nymphs of the Sweetwoods and Battle Practice, neither of which would actually give us any more coins or storylines. For defeating the White Council, I receive gain 20 Mage Gloves, Mage Mask, and the Apprentice storyline. Interesting. So there is something more to it on the DLC elements. It's not just that original storyline. There was a few extra cards, it seems like. So, next time we'll have to start over and try again. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.